Maybe you guys have seen the movie Limitless, where Bradley Cooper's character takes a pill and it gives him brain superpowers, an incredible ability to be 2 steps ahead of everybody else and perform at his best cognitively. And while this is a complete science fiction that you can take a pill to become brain superpowered, the good news is CrossFit can give you those brain superpowers. In this episode of the podcast, I'll outline what the science says, what real data, what real empirical evidence says about the impact of what we do at CrossFit on your psychological, mental, cognitive abilities. Tune in and take notes.
Welcome to the CrossFit Edwardsville Community Podcast, where we hear and learn from our coaches, CrossFitters, and Glen Ed community leaders. Now, here are your hosts, Dallas and Greg.
What is up, guys? I'm Coach G, one of the coaching team here at CrossFit Edwardsville, and there's a famous quote by the founder of CrossFit that the most important, the most meaningful, the most impactful adaptations that happen in CrossFit are actually between the ears. And what he was talking about when he said that was the fact that CrossFit changes you as a person in terms of your mind space, what you think is possible for men, for women. It's a whole paradigm shift. It's a mental framework reboot to help you think better in ways that make you a better person. CrossFit's mantra at the corporate level is CrossFit, making people better. But I think that a lot of this idea that the most important adaptations happen between the ears can be taken even further than just your mind space, because there's a lot of great scientific data that actually validates that what we do here at CrossFit actually helps your brain perform at a higher level and a better level. And all of us want to have that ability to perform at our best, not just with our bodies, but also our minds. So many of us are knowledge workers, and our ability to think really well, to remember this and quickly process that and solve problems at a higher rate makes us better people. And chances are you want a piece of that. And unfortunately, there is no limitless pill that is going to give you all of that. But the good news is CrossFit can give you that. And I can say that confidently because we have all the data that actually backs it up. So in this episode, I'm going to outline a lot of the ways that what we do here at CrossFit actually helps you to have your best possible brain and your best possible brain performance. And as you all know, in CrossFit, we tackle both strengthening as well as cardiovascular exercise. And so I've globally classified the results of this into those two categories: benefits you get from strength training, benefits you get from cardiovascular training. But it's somewhat of a simplification just because it's on the surface the most obvious. Anybody looking at our program, we are a core strength and conditioning program. We have those. So let's draw a line now and let's connect the dots. How do those two things that we do essentially every single time and every single workout that we do, how do they help your brain perform at its best? Let's dive in. So first up, on the strength training side, we've got this thing we call neurogenesis. Strength training promotes the growth of new neurons in your brain and throughout your nervous system, particularly in the hippocampus, which is crucial for memory and learning. So do you want to learn faster? Do you want to be able to remember things better? Our program helps you do that. Number two, let's go to cognitive function. The strength training that we do enhances your executive functions, such as problem solving and decision making, by improving the efficiency of your brain networks. We're talking about the prefrontal lobe, where a lot of the executive function happens, actually functions better and at a higher level demonstrably on imaging. If you're doing this, your cognitive function gets better. That should be exciting for all of us as CrossFitters. Here's an even better one, perhaps. Go to number three, mood regulation. Regular strength training helps regulate mood and reduces the symptoms of depression and anxiety, which can in turn support your cognitive health. You want to feel better? Come do some CrossFit with us. Number 4, hormone regulation. Strength training affects the release of growth factors and hormones like brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and that supports your brain health. You want that. Your hormone profile will be more optimal with the presence of strength training on a regular basis, and that's one of the things that we do here at CrossFit. Let's now go to the cardiovascular exercise side of things. So, benefit number 1 to your brain, how you can optimize your brain performance by doing CrossFit. This increased blood flow. Cardio exercises improve the blood flow to your brain, which in that situation, you're having oxygen delivered more. You get more nutrients necessary for optimal cognitive function. And that helps you to think faster. Number 2, neuroplasticity. Cardiovascular exercise, like our CrossFit Metcons, the AMRAP 10, the EMOM 8, the 5 rounds for time, these things enhance your neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to adapt and reorganize itself, especially as we train constantly varied challenges, which are always stimulating our bodies, our minds in a fresh, new, and novel way. This improves our neuroplasticity, which is essential for learning and memory in other areas of life as well. It's a boost to your brain's performance. Number 3, cognitive enhancement. Regular cardio exercise is directly associated with improved memory, improved attention span, improved executive function, all things you need to be your best as a parent, as a spouse, as a professional person, as an athlete, as a person going out there, a hobbyist, a sportsman, any of these endeavors. And number 4, stress reduction. Cardiovascular exercise reduces the levels of your stress hormones and increases your endorphins, which can positively impact your mental health and your cognitive performance. And it plays into the hormone regulation thing that I mentioned earlier here. Now, you guys know in CrossFit, we do both the strength, the cardio, and we mix these things together in interesting, new, and novel patterns on a regular basis. But by incorporating both of these types of exercise into your regular routine, it's like giving yourself a more complete approach to being your best self. Making people better is what we do. It's a holistic approach to enhancing your brain health and your cognitive function. It's very exciting to be a part of it. And if you are a part of it, we're excited to have you. If you're intrigued, you want to learn more, you can find out more about us on all of the socials at CrossFit Edwardsville, CrossFitEdwardsville.com when you're ready, where you can book a no-sweat conversation, talk to one of our coaches about what your fitness journey looks like, what your CrossFit journey would look like if you're interested. But for now, I thank you guys for the gift of your time and your attention. And we will see you guys in the next episode of the podcast.